Today we are going to discuss very crucial thing because as we have very only 1 week class in our hands, so we have to quickly wind up, and only two major aspects are left out. So see, today we are going to discuss about the very one of the very crucial things in the research generally. So that is called the sampling techniques. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
So you see, we discussed about the questionnaire, we discussed about the interview methods, then we discussed about the survey techniques. So we discussed about ethnographic research and all. But you see, while ever we are doing the research, the very important concept generally comes in every research, and that is sampling. The sampling is very, very crucial, and how to take sampling and what are the different methods of sampling selection. So we have to concentrate on that, and the deciding the calculating method of sampling will talk the later on. So I will just tell you the various types of sampling and the sampling procedures, but the calculation all these things we can talk in the later on, but not right now. So what you'll see, what is exactly the sample first? This is very, very important in the context of the sampling. We have to know what exactly the sampling is. The term elements refers to the unit of study from which data are collected. So means whenever we are studying any universe or anywhere, we take the elements. The elements may be individuals, means whenever we are selecting the elements may be individuals, elements may be households, elements may be villages, organizations, states, nations, etc. So means whenever we are taking the samplings, in the sampling we usually use the term elements, and that elements may be an individual, ये individual भी हो सकते हैं, एक household भी हो सकते हैं, village भी हो सकते हैं, organization हो सकते हैं, states and the nations. The term population or the universe refers to the group of elements or the total or the aggregate of the elements or the units. So you see, we are using the first quote unquote term universe. Another we are using this population. And within the universe and within the population, we are choosing uh, the the ground units, that is called the elements also. Whenever you are telling the universe refers to the group of elements, means that may be group of population, group of individuals, it may be group of households, it may be a group of villages where we are concentrating, where we are making the study, it may be different organizations, it may be the states, it may be the nations. So here, so means the universe refers to the group of elements or the total aggregate of elements. Either it is a population or it is an universe. See, then sample is a part of elements. Is a part of elements drawn from a population. Number of elements in a sample is known as sampling size. See, what is that sample then? Sample is a part of elements. You see, the sample is nothing but a you can just claim that the sample is nothing but the elements which you take from the universe, which represented that universe. Suppose there are 30 students in your class. I just want to uh, make a sample from your class that what is the perception of the students toward the online teaching. So there, what I can do, I can uh, uh, take a um, uh, I can select some of the students from that group, and from there, suppose I fit that, I'll select, you have suppose 30 students and I just need 10 students. So then I'll come to later on that what are the mechanism I adopted to select that 10, that will talk a little later. But here that I picked up 10, and there's those 10 students are representing the entire universe, means that 10 students are representing the entire class of 30. So that is called sample. Sample is the part of an element, or sample is an element that represents the universe. Okay, because they are the peoples They are the individual, they are the groups, they are the households, they are the village, whatever. They are representing the entire elements, entire universe. Sampling frame refers to the least population elements from which the sample is drawn. Sampling frame is the total frame from which we are drawing the sample. For example, in a study on a university student, list of students enrolled in the university where this study would be conducted will be the sampling frame. The list should be completed and correct. You see, suppose if I am making a study on your class, the list of your entire 30 students is my sampling frame. So from that, I will, it is my, they are also my universe, and also that is my, also consider my sampling frame from which I have to, means once I selected the universe, I will listed out the name of all 30 students, their roll number and everything, then altogether it will be called as a sampling frame. See, look into. So how we'll select the sample and where generally we need the sample. So in the context of population, because the sampling depends upon the population size. Because if population is huge, we need also, we need sample. If population is very small, sometimes suppose if I am making a study on a particular village, there generally very qualitative research, suppose in sociology and anthropological research, whenever they do very ethnographic kind of research. So usually they picked up a particular village and completely do the study on that village instead of taking the sample. But that completely depends upon your large universe, your size of the universe. If the universe size is too large, then you have to take the sampling. Suppose if I will make a all India study, so is it possible to go to each and every individual? Because like census, if I am doing a project, it is impossible in the part of me to make a study on like this. So then what to do? We have to make a kind of sample from the total universe. Suppose you look into finite or the fixed. If the population is fixed, number of students in a university, it is fixed. Person in a village or a town, it is fixed. Nuclear scientist in India, it is fixed. School going children in a country, it is fixed. Like, because some universe, suppose I want to make a study on school going children in a country, that is fixed. So then it will be easy in the part of me to make a sample. If I want to do it, number of students in the university, it is fixed because that all enrollment, everything is fixed there. So there what I can do, when the universe is fixed, my elements are, when it means when elements are countable, what mechanism I will follow. Means these are the two situation may arises when I will go for the sampling selection. Means in one case, the universe is fixed. In another case, the universe is not fixed, that is very large and is uncountable. Suppose stars in the sky, fish in the sea, number of trees in a dense forest, weight of persons of a country during a particular period of a time. So it is very, very difficult, and that here the universe or the population is infinite. Means population here means by the universe is infinite and very large, and in left side it is the elements are countable and very fixed. So these are the usually the two things used to come when we select the sample. So see, generally what happens when the data collection method usually we follow. First is either we may follow census method or complete enumeration. Generally in census what we do? We want to means I'm just telling you what are the process we usually follow for data collection. Here you see either we follow the census methods, we go and complete enumeration, we resort to 100% inspection of the population and enumerate each and every units of the population. In census we do. Then that is population census conducted by Government of India in every 10 years. We do that census methods. Another right side we found the sampling methods or a partial enumeration. We never do the entire 100% enumeration, but we do sampling method and partial enumeration we do. We count only a few selected units of elements of the population. So here what we do, we count only a few selected units of elements of the population. So we never go for the 100% things. If we found the elements are too large, the universe is too large, there we follow the sampling method. That is, we do partial enumeration and we count only few selected units of elements of the population. That NSSO survey, National Sample Survey, that they do. So NHFS survey and all, they never do like all. They based on the sampling, they collected the data. They never do complete enumeration. Now come to the sampling. Sampling is the process of selecting the elements from a population of interest so that by studying the sample, the researcher can fairly generalize the result to the population from which the units are chosen. See, sampling is the process of selecting the elements from a population of interest so that by studying the sample, the researcher can fairly generalize the result to the population from which the units are chosen. Here you see, generally why you take sample? Because generally when the universe is very large, which is very difficult to complete within a stipulated time, within a defined cost, so there we usually select the sample. And when we are selecting the sample, what is exactly the objective of the sample? The sample is, when we are taking, the main objective is that instead of going to each and every individual and collecting the information from each and every individual, we can collect the information from a defined populations, from a selected population, whom we can feel that the data collected from these people will the well representation of the total universe. That is exactly our intention. Because our intention is that the data whichever we are collecting will be the representation of the entire universe. That is the main agenda of sampling. Basic question comes to our mind whenever we are doing the sampling. Whether the sample features can reflect the population features and characteristics. Means you see, whenever I am taking the 10 students from the entire 30 students of your class, so there this is very small thing, but look into the larger picture. See, but just for a sake of example, I'm telling my concern should be towards this question, that whether the sample which I am selecting, does it, the sample features does it reflect the population features and the characteristic? When the universe, my entire, means if I'm taking the 10, I should be much more concerned that does this 10 contains the features and characteristics of the population of the universe? How many samples to be drawn? Is it sufficient to draw one sample or draw conclusion on populations? How many sample to be drawn? Because that is also very important, which I was telling, we can talk later on. Is it sufficient to draw one sample or draw conclusion on a populations? Okay, because you see, that is also very crucial. How many sample I will take? What should be the number of my sample? Okay, because you see, what should be the minimum sample size? Because generally what happens, wherever the universe is very large, we usually reduce the percentage. Whenever the universe is very small, suppose there are 30 students. The 30 students I took minimum 10, suppose I took 10. So that means it's around 33%. But if you see, if I am to make a study in entire India, is it possible to take 33% for the sample? No. I have to go for minimum maximum 5%. I cannot go beyond that. Again, it depends upon the nature of the study also. Even you can go less than that also. See, the objective of analysis means why you are taking sample, and while selecting the sample, you have to be very careful regarding the objectives of analysis. What for you are taking? What should be your objective of analysis? Nature of variable understanding. What are the variable you are taking? What is their nature of the variable? Time and money constraints. Means you see, while you are taking the sample, you are also much careful about time and money constraint, because you are taking the sample where the money and time is a major constraint for you, because you cannot spend money like anything. So means you have a stipulated budget, and you have also stipulated time periods. So that means based on your time, based on your budget, you have to, and convenience of the researcher. You cannot take the sample which is not convenient to you also, because you have to also very much careful that you have to select such sample and the number at the area of your sample which can be accessible, because you cannot take such sample which is not accessible to you, which will be very difficult in the part of you and to make a study. Let us discuss about some of the examples. So here you see, you have a example of, look into. Suppose you see you have a population. What is the size of your population? Suppose a bag of rice. Wherever you are going to select the, suppose your parents send to you, go and buy 2 kg rice from the market. You want to buy the 2 kg rice from the market. So for buying the 2 kg rice, are you going and checking each and every rice in the bag? Because suppose that bag is 50 kg bags, and you want only, there are 10 bags are there containing, each containing 50 kg rice. Are you going and checking each and every rice in all these 10 bags? No. What you did, you picked up a handful of rice from bag 1, then bag 2, bag 3, like that till 10th bags, and you found that the rice in the 5th bag is good. So in the 5th bag which you selected, you didn't go through each and every rice in the 5th bags. Rather, the handful of rice you picked up from each bag out of all these 10s, you found that the bag number 5 is having good rice. Cooked curry. Suppose whenever you, some of you might be having very good expertise in cooking. Suppose you prepared some curry. Are you testing the entire curry? No. Whether the salt is fine or not, the taste is good or not. What you are doing? You are taking a spoonful of curry and testing it, and found that if everything is fine, then you stop your cooking. So there you see, so that means these are reprinting. Means your universe is bag of rice, your universe is cooked of curry, then total blood in a person's body. If you go for a blood test, is he taking the entire blood? No, they are also taking one syringe of blood and few drops of blood in a syringe, and they're testing it. Income and expenditure pattern of all households in a city of Hyderabad. So income and expenditure pattern of 100 households in Hyderabad. You are not taking the entire households at Hyderabad. You are also selecting very, based on sample, whether it is 100, 200, whatever, based on the population, and you are convenient, and that too taking all the areas into account. You are finding out their sample and giving a fine tune to sample. So then the impact of poverty eradication scheme in India. What you are doing, you want to make a study that what is the impact of poverty eradication scheme in India. So then you can either you can select one state or two state or three state. Again, within the state you can select the sample, or you can take a particular district. Within the district, again you can take the block, you can take the panchayat, again you can take some villages. Okay. Within a block you may get 10 panchayats, and you may find out only one panchayat. I'll come to that the later on how to select. Then from one panchayat you may take 2 villages, and from that you can find the samples again. So what I'm telling, are you clear till now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Anybody
Yes,
any
sir. Yes.
Hello, anybody any doubt? Because these are very crucial, because sampling is very crucial also, because generally whenever we finalize the method, generally the very crucial thing is selection of sampling, because see, your universe is fixed, but based on your study, you have to be very much careful that where the study will be located exactly. Because suppose somebody wants to make a study on the particularly vulnerable tribals in Odisha, but there are 13 PBTGs in Odisha, which is beyond the capacity of an individual to go and make the study on 13 PBTGs in Odisha. So means you have to be very much careful what are the PBTGs you are going to cover. So that's what I'm telling you. All these things you should be very much careful. Advantage of sampling. What are the exactly advantage of sampling? It is very speed and less times, because if you are uh, going for the holistic study of the entire universe, so it will take huge time and also huge cost, and it will never complete in a particular specified time. It will take long time. So, but your sampling, what they did, make the study very fast, and it takes only less time, which is highly helpful. The second is it is economic in nature. It reduce the cost of inquiry, because if you are taking sample, it becomes economy and reduce the cost of inquiry. And third thing is administrative convenience. It is convincing in nature. It helps people. It is administrative convenience. So means here see, it helps the administration to do the things in a better way. To do the things in a better way. It is administrative convenience. More reliability and less errors. Sampling really helps you. Instead of going the entire universe, you are picking up some of the representation of the universe, which will help you giving more reliability and reducing the errors. If infinite or too large population or survey involves destruction of units, sampling procedure is the only way. If infinite or too large population or survey involves destruction of units, sampling procedure is the only way. If the universe is too large, what I have already told you, or survey involves destruction of units, means if survey involves huge gathering, huge data and all, the sampling procedure will be the only way to collect the information. Frederick F. Stephen, he has told that samples are like medicines. They can be harmful when they are taken carelessly or without knowledge of their effects. Look into this. Very great thing is being told by Frederick F. Stephen. What he was telling? Samples are like medicines. I have told you. The selection of your sample is very crucial, because you have to be very much careful that the samples which you are selecting is the entire representation of the universe. If your universe is not properly represented by those samples, so that's why I always tell that while you are selecting the sample, you should be very much careful. And because you are selecting the samples, suppose in your class there are 20, suppose 24, I don't know exactly how many girls and boys are. Suppose out of 30, suppose you are 24 girls and 6 boys, and I have to take only 10. Suppose I took all the 6 boys and then 4 girls. Is it my sample is properly representing the universe? Because somebody will tell that, sir, you have taken the 10, because your requirement was 10 and you have taken all the 10s. See, but it will be not wise, because out of 24, I'm taking only 4 girls, while their representation is very less. I'm taking here 100% boys, but there I am taking around 16 point something percentage, while I am taking here 100%. There I am taking around 16%. So that means here the universe is not completely in a proper mode, in a proper frame. So that's why what Frederick F. Stephen told that samples are like medicines. They can be harmful when they are not taken care, when they are taken carelessly or without knowledge of their effects. The principal steps in a sample survey analysis. What are the steps I have to follow while I am taking the samples? The objective of the study or analysis or the survey, which has to be very, very important. Because unless and until I am very much clear, I am keep on telling you, your entire methods based on your objective of the survey. You should be very much clear about what is the objective of your survey. Then the second is define the population from which the sample is to be drawn. You have to be very much careful. If you are making a study in Odisha, you have to be very much careful. Where in Odisha? Who will be your population size? What is your universe? From where you will take the samples? The sampling frame and units. You have to prepare your sampling frame and units. Then data collection through questionnaire and schedule. See, once your sampling frame and units are ready, then only you can think about the data collection through questionnaire and schedule. Selection of proper sampling design. You have to adopt sampling design, proper sampling design. Then you have to do pilot survey or pre-testing. Because suppose your sampling and everything is ready, so then you have to do a pilot survey. I have already told you pilot survey or pre-testing. So what is that pilot survey? Anybody? What is the pilot survey or pre-testing? Hello.
Sir, before going to the actual sampling method, we do a small study in a particular area by taking certain numbers, which can be termed as pilot survey. It's a small study before the sampling for testing.
What is the necessity of this pilot survey? Can we go directly to the study without pilot study? Hello. Can we go directly to the main study without doing this pilot study?
Sir,
Mm.
doing pilot study, we can evaluate the feasibility as well as the cost, or we can address events that will be quite a helpful in terms of doing the actual research.
Okay, means if I'll do the pilot study, we'll come to know the cost of research. Only cost of
Yes, sir.
research.
Sir, also we can know like if we do pilot study, we can also know what are the difficulties we might face in the actual research.
So anybody else? Because none of you are telling the exact things. What is the necessity of pilots? I have already told you what is the necessity of pilot study or pre-testing. Pre-testing, what you are going to test? Forget about pilot survey. Now think about pre-testing. What you are doing? What test is needed in pre-testing? What is the pre-test you are doing here? You have a board. See, generally you all cross through board exam in 10th. Okay. Before
Yes,
10th,
sir.
Yes, sir.
for 10th, there is an exam called pre-board exam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which is
Yes.
conducted by your school itself.
School. Yeah.
Pre-board. So what is that pre-board?
So it prepares us for the board, actual board.
No, prepare for the actual board. But what is the difference between pre-board and post-board?
Sir, it is conducted to let us reduce our errors.
Error on what?
Sir, in terms of testing, we can say that we can reduce sampling errors and we can also increase response. of questionnaires or interviews.
Exactly, exactly. You see, there, tell you what for we do pre-testing. Pre-testing, we are doing what we are testing here. We are testing our questionnaire. Getting my point? We are testing our questionnaire and also getting knowledge of sampling procedures. Because you see, if suppose I don't have much knowledge about the village itself from the very beginning, what I did, I collected the information from secondary sources, finalized a village, or I visited once and I finalized the village and all. Then I went for a pre-testing. Whenever I'll go for pre-testing, what I found? I found that suppose I picked up 10 people today from different parts of that villages and had an interaction and all. Then I found that uh, there are so many questions. You see, I'll just tell you from my experience recently. I prepared a questionnaire. I was engaged in a very small survey during this Dasara period for that 10 days vacation and all. I was assigned a small survey which is supposed to be do quickly within 20 days. I have to complete the survey and write a report and give it. Do a small consultancy. Then what can I prepared a questionnaire, presented the questionnaire online. Then the committee which was evaluating, they also made it okay. Then I got it to print and I didn't get time because this is our 20 days. Generally, we never go for pilot study. But I straightway went to the field. What I found in the field, I asked so many questions to the people for initially for 2-3 samples. Then what I found that the question which I'm asking to the people, around 30% are irrelevant to them. That is not needed. The question is very good. And it is completely fit to that area. But the question is, I was having the knowledge that that area might be completely developed, which could have fit to my question. That was my assumption. But in reality, whenever I made the final study, because my questionnaire is not pre-tested, then I found most of the question in my questionnaire comes blank. And I could not get answer for them. See, suppose I'll tell you, suppose in my questionnaire relating to agricultural marketing, I was having one question. Do you have any problem in marketing? So there, the students, the farmers, I kept that, do you have any problem to the farming? If they have a problem with the marketing of the farm product, so then there are around 15 questions comes. But you see, whenever I interact with the peoples, I found that everybody told I don't have any problem in marketing because whatever we are producing, we are easily selling it out. There is local demand. So you see, whenever they are selling all these products, then what is the necessity of all these 15-16 questions? I found it all blanks, not required. Because whatever they are producing, there is a huge demand for those products and they are easily selling those products. So that if I could have done the pre-testing, then from the beginning, I could have find out that these are the things which is not required. So it could have reduced my size of the questionnaire. So here, what you can do, so here, then I have to go for the pre-testing. Then analysis of data and report writing. So after this study is over, so we have to go for this analysis and report writing. Anybody any doubt? Because I'll stop here because the rest we can discuss in the next class, that is sampling types. Any doubts? Hello. Hello.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So then next class we'll discuss about the sampling types. And whatever I told all of you, whoever need any this Bonaparte and all these things, please write a mail to me. I'll reply. Hello, hello. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.